Okay, class three. So we've done our research on climate change. We found out some different features of formal letters, and we've got all our information ready. Now we need to start thinking about planning our letter and what we're actually going to put into our letter. So we're going to start planning that one out today. So we're going to take a quick look at a letter plan, and I'm going to show you how we're going to fill that one in. Okay, so this is the plan we're going to use. It's similar to the normal plans we use really at school. I've just tweaked it slightly. So our first part, who are you writing to, and the address. So we need to find that one out. We'll go through that in a few seconds. It's got the three parts to it. Introduce who you are, where you're from, why we're writing. That middle paragraph details about the problem, why something needs to be done, and the instruction, what do we expect them to do. So let's focus in on each little part so we know what we're doing. So who are you writing to, and the address. So it's up to you. You can choose who you're going to write to. You can find out the name of your MP and the address of your MP. You can go to Boris Johnson, our Prime Minister. I'm going to go for the Minister for the Environment. I'm going to very quickly write down their name and address there. So I'm just going to pause this a moment just while I write those bits in and be with you in a few seconds. Okay, as if by magic, it's suddenly appeared. So I've done my first part, who we're writing to and the address. Like I say, it's up to you. You can do this one if you want to. You can choose different ones. Then we're going to go on to our introduction. So who are you? I know it sounds a bit weird, but actually we can do this as a group. So we could do this as if we're class three or Stawley School. Where are we from? Again, you can put Stawley School. Why are we writing? Well, that's where we're going to put in some of those ideas from our plan. So we might want to say that we're concerned about climate change and something has to be done. So you might want to look back at your notes here and look at the causes of climate change, or maybe the effects might be even better, the effects of climate change. So I'm just going to put a few details into there and take it from there. So, okay, so these are some of the notes that I've put down from here. I've gone for the children and staff of class three. And where are we from? We're from Stawley Primary School. So why are we writing? I might change the order of these about, but we're writing because we are concerned about the future of the planet. Notice I've used we there. I think it's stronger. It sounds as if there's more of us here involved. You can use I, but obviously just make sure you're consistent all the way through. We've been researching the effects of climate change and the causes, and we need to make changes now to safeguard our planet, to safeguard our future. So we've got our introduction sorted, our notes sorted there. So on to the next bit. This is where you might use your information, your knowledge organisers from previous lessons. So I've got a knowledge organiser earlier on, and I might be using some of these bits and pieces. So I might be talking about the burning of fossil fuels and the effect of this, the fact that it's causing our climate to change, our weather to change, there's more rainfall. How is it affecting us? Well, far more flooding. We could also talk about shrinking ice as well. I'd possibly just focus in on one of these. I'm not sure we've got the time, the space to do more than one, but possibly we can do. I might sneak in some of these facts I put in as well. So the fact that the Earth has warmed up 1 degree in the last century and is continuing to do so. So that's the sort of information that I'm going to be putting into here. So the details about the problem, I'm going to take those from that knowledge organizer and why this needs to be done. So let's start filling that one in. Okay, so I've added in a few bits and pieces on the inform. You can add in more if you want to. Actually, as I was writing it in, I was kind of thinking in my head, yeah, this is how I'm going to lay it out. This is the things that I'm going to put into my letter. So I've just put it into note form for the moment. So we're going to start it off that statement. So our world is the only one we have. We need to look after it. I'm going to focus in on the burning of fossil fuels for energy, the fact that it's releasing vast amounts of carbon dioxide into the environment. When I come to do the letter, I'll be using carbon dioxide rather than CO2. Mentioning the greenhouse effect, I'll be adding some questions. Why are we still doing this? So those are the sorts of bits and pieces that I'm going to add into that section. So have a go at doing that one. And then we're on to our last one. So the instruction. So what do we expect them to do? So this is where we state what we want the person, the actions we want them to carry out. So in mine, this is going to be about, I want them to focus on finding new renewable energy sources, to cut down on the use of the fossil fuels for a cleaner, safer planet. So I'll fill that one in and we can see what that looks like. Okay, so I filled that one in now. I just put in a few ideas there. You can add more in there. I'm sure there's loads we can put. So, but a commitment to find and use more renewable energy sources, such as solar power, wind farms, etc., to minimise, maybe even to cut out the use of fossil fuels for energy, and why we want this for a cleaner, for a safer future. So those are some ideas. You could add in far more as well into there as well. So see what you can do. So that's the plan. That's our plan that we're going to base our letter on. That's your task for today. Use all the information that we've been gathering over the last few lessons and get those ideas onto that formal letter plan and kind of go through those so we'll be ready to write our letter in the next lesson. Okay, so best of luck with that. We'll catch up later.